You can't hold me down. 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 You can't hold me down.
Today we're getting ready to change this door out. A new door that I just put in probably like 2 months ago. One of the neighbors had money stolen out of his truck, and he came over here and accused these people of it, and by just kicking in their door. So anyways, police were called, and we didn't press charges due to that he said he was going to buy a new door. So he did buy a new door, and I'm going to replace it. Of course, there's more to this story about the neighbors having disputes, but I'm going to try to leave it at that. But I am going to talk about what we like to do when we're handling tenants disputes. Normally, we try to stay out of tenants disputes, because when you go over there, you're going to be having one tenant say this tenant is doing this. We go to that tenant complains about this tenant doing this, and it's he says, she says, and a lot of times we really can't do anything unless we're going to actually evict someone. We can give them warnings, verbal complaints, written complaints, but normally that doesn't fix anything. So it's fairly hard to do anything like that. So what we do is we always have them that, if it's a problem, they need to call the local authorities, the police, and have them come out there, and then the cops will assess the situation. So, for example, if it's a noise complaint, they'll get a ticket for it from the city instead of us trying to handle it. Now, if we get a noise complaint, for example, we will come over and investigate it, and if it is loud, then we'll tell them to turn it down. But normally, it'll keep on happening, so then we try to let the city come and give them a fine or something like that, and our city does give out those kind of fines, so it keeps it from maybe us having to handle it. So that's the first thing we do, is we try to get them to call the cops if they're breaking city ordinances. So we try to push more of that onto the local police officers, stuff like that, let them handle disputes, because it's really hard for us to handle neighbors' disputes, because sometimes it's not really any of our business. I mean, we get calls on tons of different stuff, on how one neighbor bought something from another neighbor and didn't pay them, and then they call us like we're supposed to be able to do something, and really, as a landlord, I can't do anything. Like, I can't enforce any negotiations, anything like that. So, a lot of times as a landlord, you're going to get called on a lot of stuff that you don't even need to be called on, that you can't even do anything with, stuff like that. And we just kind of push it onto the city police. When it does get bad, like sometimes when you have a troubled tenant like we're currently having, is when now we're really going to have to do something to maybe get an eviction. And what we like to do is we like to have police reports, police records, and then when we take them to court to try to evict them, at least now we have good grounds, good documentations from the local police department on some of the issues that we've been having with them. So it makes it easier for us to evict them. So we try to leave it at that. One of the tenants that we have that's actually a problem isn't even supposed to be in one of our apartments. So we're getting ready to actually send them a notice. We're probably going to give them 60 days to get them out of the apartment. It's an older couple that lived there, and a couple months ago they let their son move in, and he's having a lot of problems, and he's causing a lot of problems with the neighbors. So I think that's going to come to an end. So we're going to give them a 60-day notice for the son to leave, and if that doesn't happen, then we're going to have to, give them another notice for everybody to leave. So hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we're going to have to get rid of that person, and that's just how it's going to be. But hopefully this lets you know that you're going to have a lot of issues with tenants, with other tenants, and you're going to be in there trying to handle tenants' problems. Sometimes you have to be a counselor. Sometimes we do go and give them advice and stuff, but it's very hard, and sometimes we really try to keep it to a minimum depending on what the issue is. I want to see this.
He's gonna get his ass fucked. That's the boy code. You're gonna get your ass whooped.